Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am Bert the Stormtrooper and this is the home of That's Just Prime, the comprehensive Optimus Prime review series. I also review other Transformers, lots of G1 stuff, as well as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Ghostbusters, GoBots, and pretty much any other toy that may jump out at me. I also do the occasional arcade and pinball machine videos, unboxings, blogs, challenges, and miscellaneous videos where my daughter usually makes fun of me. Those are a lot of fun. If you're new to the channel, thanks for checking me out. Please be sure to click that subscribe button and don't forget to give me a thumbs up and share if you like what you see. Hello and welcome, I'm Bert the Stormtrooper, and today I'm going to show you how to manually program a classic electronic battleship. I've gotten a lot of questions on some of the repair videos that I've done. So we've got here a classic electronic battleship. This is the 1982 version that did include a code book with some pre-programmed coordinates or patterns that you can use if you want to play. So the question that I get a lot is, what happens if you don't have the book? Am I tied to the book? If I don't have the book, am I not able to play? The answer is no. You can still manually program this unit the exact same way that you would have programmed its predecessor that did not have the code book and it did not have the pre-programmed patterns. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. I'm going to show you it's super simple. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to come to this side. We're going to make sure that our load and go selector switch is set to load. So we're going to do that. And now we're going to go ahead and turn the game on. I'll adjust the camera here so we can see the grid. We'll go ahead and turn it on. And you're going to hear the sonar starts beeping right away. And yes, you will hear that the entire time this game is turned on. A lot of people ask about that. Can you turn the sonar off? The answer is no. Remember, this is very early technology, 77, then 79, and then this version 82 still kept it. So let's get to programming. So I've got my ships laid out here. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to press, we've got two buttons here. I'll pull this open a little bit. Let me move these sliders so you can see what these say. So you've got clear last entry and you've got clear memory. So what we're going to do is we're going to move our sliders all the way to the left, and you want to press clear memory only. You do not want to press enter. If you press clear memory and enter, you're going to actually go into pre-programmed mode, and I'll demonstrate. If you see here my first ship, I've got it on location C2. So if I press clear memory and enter, and now I start entering my ships at, say, C2. If I go to C2 and press C2, enter, that little whooping sound means that I have now programmed my grid to pattern C2. Well, that's a problem because I don't know what pattern C2 is, right? So we want to do this manually. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to clear the memory one more time. And I'm just going to make sure that everything is cleared out. Okay, so starting over, we're going to turn the game on. We're going to make sure that we're set to load. Turn it on. We're only going to press clear memory to make sure that we've cleared out the entire memory. We are not going to press enter. Now, we're going to proceed to enter all 17 of our coordinates, right? So the only change here that you have to do is you don't have to hit the repeating element. So for example, I've got my ship here on A7, B7, C7, D7. I don't have to repeat the 7, okay? So let's start with A7. All right, so now I'm gonna do A7, enter. You'll notice no whooping sound that time. So I can leave my yellow slider on 7 and continue. B, enter, C, enter, D, enter. My battleship is now in place. So let's move on to this one. This is C2, D2, E2. So I'm going to go to C2. And again, C2, enter, D, enter, E, enter. My sub is now in place. Let's go to the carrier. So that starts on F6. So I'm going to go to F6, enter. Now I can leave the F alone and just move the other numbers. So again, 7, enter, and just to demonstrate, if I hit the F, no difference, but you don't have to hit it. 9, enter, 10, enter. So that's my carrier. Let's move down here to G3. So we're going to go G3, G3, enter, and again, just H and I this time. So H, enter, I, enter, and now my patrol boat is H5, H6. And when I enter my 17th coordinate, then you're going to hear that whooping sound. So again, H5, enter, and then finally 6, enter, and we'll hear that whooping sound. Now I've entered all 17 of my coordinates. So let's go over to the other side. We'll do the same thing. So we're going to make sure that we clear our memory, but we are not going to press enter. And now we're going to start entering ships. So starting with B1 through 4. Now A7. And then B. Enter. No need to enter the 7 because that's repeating. D8 through F8. So D8, enter, E, enter, F, enter. Now E4, enter, and then F, enter, G, enter, H, enter, I, enter, and then finally H1, I, enter, and then J, and when I hit enter, it's going to finish programming. That's it. Both sides have now been manually programmed and we're ready to play. So with this version, there isn't really a player 1 or player 2 side. It doesn't matter which side you're on. There's an on and off side and there's a load and go side. So whichever side has load and go, we're going to switch now to go. Now we are in play mode. So whichever player wants to start can start. So since we're already here, we're going to start on this side. Let's see. We have a ship, if I remember, C2. We have a ship over there, if you remember. So let's try that. So we're going to go C2. And that's a hit. So we can go in and mark that as C2. And then we'll mark on this side that our sub has been hit. And again, over on the other side, we had a ship on B1. So we'll do that on this side as well. So we'll go B1, fire. And that's another hit. So there you go. That is how we're going to manually program. Now, just to show you real quick a miss, let's go to D4 on this side. Let's see, I had a hit here on B1. So now I'm going to fire on D4 because I know there isn't anything there on the other side. So let's go to D4. And that's a miss. So, and again here, let's do G6. There's nothing there. So we'll do G6. And that will be a miss because there's nothing there. So, yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it. And you just continue playing, taking turns one at a time. So let's see, that's D2. So D2 fire. That should be a hit. There you go. So there you go, guys. There is a classic electronic battleship. You don't have to have the code book and you don't have to know what the pre-programmed patterns are. Now, I'm sure there are copies of this online that you can download and you can get those as well. But since I've had a lot of people asking me, we'll go ahead and turn that off, I've had a lot of people ask me, well, what happens if you don't have the code book? You can't play if you don't have the code book. Not the case. You can manually program this game and you can play along. Now, this is a 2-player game. This does not have the 1-player you versus the computer option that came out later with Talking Electronic Battleship. This is the classic Electronic Battleship. This is the quote-unquote first version, although the first version, the one that came out in 77, did not have the code book or the pre-programmed patterns option. Neither did the 79 revision. It was 82 that came out with the code book, but that was really the only major difference in programming. Other than that, the computer or the shift register, which is what this really is, still worked the exact same way. So yeah, you can still program it manually exactly like you could program its predecessors, and you can play versus an opponent. So the only difference is you have to enter all 17 of your coordinates. It sounds like a lot, but then when you look at it, it's really only 17 spots. It's not that much, and once you've learned how to do it, it's real easy. It's not really that difficult. So hopefully that'll help you if you've got one of these and you're not sure whether you can play it or not, or you're looking at getting one of these old classic games, which I absolutely recommend. I absolutely love and adore. This is the pride and joy of my Battleship collection. So if you're looking to get one and you can't get the code book, no worries. Now you know how to manually program it. So what did you think of this video? What is your favorite tabletop game? As I've told you here several times, Battleship is my absolute favorite. What is yours? Let me know down in the comments. Give me some thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you're notified when I upload a new video. I've got that donate button up there. If you want to hit on that, I certainly would appreciate it. Please share with your friends if you like what you see, and I'll talk to you next time.